Hello everybody! Thank you for joining me at the airport. Today's lesson will be vocabulary at the airport and on the plane and some things about our destination, New York City. So grab your passport and meet me over at the check-in desk. Hello, this is where you check in for flight WW8818 on the way to New York City. Now, there are lots of vocabulary words that we will be using when you check in, but as your agent, I'm only going to review a few of them just to keep it simple for now. So, the first one we want to talk about is a phrase. You will always get asked, "Where are you flying today?" or "What's your destination?" Always know this right off the top of your head. That means know it right away. Because if you don't, you're going to look a little suspicious. And that's the last place you want to draw attention is in the airport. So when you get asked this, "Where are you flying today?" or "What's your destination?" make sure you know. And what is it? That's right, New York City. Say it proudly. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you for is that's right, your passport. So let's get your passports out. I need to see them, please. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me just check it out here. Okay, everything looks good. Okay, so the next thing I need to tell you about is your boarding pass. So now that everything's checked out on your passport, I'm going to give you that back, and you'll see in your hands is the boarding pass. And that is your ticket to New York City. Now, that will help you board the plane you'll be boarding the plane, right? So board means to get on. And where do you get on the plane? Yes, the gate. So the boarding pass will get you boarding at the gate to make our way to New York City. So let's go ahead and make our way through security and get on over to the gate. All right, folks, we made it. We made it where? What is that over there? Yes, the gate. As your agent, I just told you this a little while ago. So we will be boarding the plane at the gate. Now, what is this place that we're in right now, where all these gates are? Do you know? Okay, yeah. It's the terminal. The terminal is where all the planes come in to drop off the passengers and pick some more up to go to the next destination. All right, our flight today is WW8818. It's always important to memorize your flight number because if they ever call it over the announcements, you don't want to be looking for your flight number on your boarding pass. So make sure you always have it memorized. So when you hear the announcement, you'll be able to take care of business right away. Okay, we are boarding at gate A19. So every gate has an identification. Ours is A19. And I've got good news for you. We are flying first class, which means we are flying in the front of the plane in the nice, big, comfortable seats, and we get the good food and the good drink. So get ready, it's going to be a good flight. And you guys are my VIPs. What does VIP stand for? Yes, very important person. So all of you are my VIPs flying first class to New York today. So we are getting ready to board the plane here pretty soon. We're flying.
Attention! Win-Win Airlines is now boarding Zone 1 for flight WW8818.
That's our flight.
We would like to invite our first and business class passengers,
We're first class.
VIP members,
We're VIP.
and passengers requiring special assistance to to board at gate A19. Again, if you are in Zone 1 for flight WW8818,
That's us.
you may now board the flight.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we get to go. Didn't you notice how that announcer sounded kind of like me? Quite uncanny, isn't it? Well, we're wasting time. We don't want to miss our flight. Let's get our luggage and get on that plane. Oh, hey, guess you didn't know I'm a pilot too. So now that we are in the air, it's time to study a few more words. So if you will please turn your attention to the seat back in front of you, we'll get started. All right, may I remind you to please keep your seat belts fastened for the duration of the flight, except for when you have to go to the restroom. Just remember to fasten it again when you sit back down. Let's review some terms for the place we're going, which is what? That's right, New York, New York. This is what we call it. But we also call it New York City, right? What's another one? Yes, NYC. We just give it initials. Yes, I think I heard it from somebody in the back. The Big Apple. This is probably the most famous name that New York City has. It's also called the capital of the world. And it doesn't stop there. It's known as the City of Dreams. Or the city so nice, they named it twice. You know, like New York, New York. How about the city that never sleeps? The 5 boroughs. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, so don't forget the Wuchu, right? The 5 boroughs. Also called the Empire City, the Fun City. And we all know that famous logo, I love New York, yeah. We're going to explore what makes New York popular. And you'll find some of these words in the upcoming video. But first, let's start with this question. How many languages are spoken in New York City? Well, you're about to find out in the upcoming video, so be listening for that answer. There are 5 boroughs in New York City. So say boroughs for me. Boroughs. Now this is kind of a strange word, right? Because you got B-O, which is normally bo or ba, but in this case it's pronounced buh, burr, burr, kind of like E-R, burr. And then O-U-G-H. Now this has a couple of sounds, but in this case it's O's. So the first O that should be O is not, and this O-U-G-H, which is usually another sound, is actually O. So this is just one of those words that don't follow the rules. It's a rebel, kind of like New York City. So boroughs, it's like the Chu, right? In Taipei, they have districts called Chu, like Shiling Chu, right? And New York has boroughs. And there are how many? That's right, 5 boroughs. So let's look at those. We have Queens, we have Brooklyn, we have the Bronx, and Manhattan, and Staten Island. So those are the 5 boroughs of the Big Apple. Now, everyone knows the Statue of Liberty, but did you know she's also called Lady Liberty? Yeah. Do you know who gave the Statue of Liberty to America? All right. Some of you may be right. We'll find out in the upcoming video, which will be on the trivia following, so be ready for that. How about Times Square? This is one of the most famous spots in New York City. I know when I go there, this is my favorite spot. And what's the big park? Do you know? Yeah? Central Park. A very famous park. It's in many, many movies. And it is actually the biggest urban park in the United States. Okay, there's the Empire State Building and Wall Street. Yeah, this is the financial district. You've heard of the stock market. This is where it all happens here in New York City. Then there's the One World Trade Center. Now, this replaced the Twin Towers that were destroyed by terrorists in 2001. So the One World Trade Center is a very special building in New York City. All right, the largest parade in the world, do you know what it is? It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They have these huge floats that float up in the air and some that ride on the ground. It's very famous and people look forward to it every Thanksgiving. And of course, we can't forget Yankee Stadium, the famous Yankee Stadium, where baseball is a great American pastime. Okay, everybody, that wraps up our flight for the day. We are about ready to land, so put on those seatbelts and stow away all of your luggage and prepare for our landing. Now, you might notice, yeah, it's nighttime outside because we crossed the international date line. So that means we went back in time because in Taiwan, well, we live in the future. All right, here we go. Get ready. And tomorrow I will see you at the hotel to help you with your hotel vocabulary. Oh, that's right. I work at the hotel too. So I will be checking you in. So practice your hotel vocabulary tonight and I'll see you there tomorrow. Get ready for your landing.